Hello all, and welcome to my comparison of the Crux Prime to the Sherlock. This one's going to be pretty simple. They both have the same layout, 75 by 4 7/8 by 55, which puts the pin in my ring finger and kicks the PSA out slightly. As you can see, they're right on top of each other as far as hook potential goes. The Sherlock wins in the shape department, but just barely. It's a little quicker down lane. The Prime is actually a bit earlier and a tad smoother on the back end, of course, and that's a normal trade-off anyway. It always cracks me up when I hear someone say a ball revs and rolls strong in the mid lane, but somehow is also really clean and easy down lane and strong on the back end. Those things don't all go together. The Sherlock feels more sensitive to track burn, and it's harder to play straight with it because it wants to go now. This can be a good thing for lower rev rates or higher speeds, as they need stuff like this to be firm. Now, the Prime felt good from everywhere, though like I mentioned on the review, with it being smoother, a high speed and low rev rate combo probably isn't going to like it much. From deeper angles, both could be a little long and flat. I found that the adjustment to get them to shape upright was easier with the Prime. It was more consistent and forgiving for me. Now, everything you're seeing here is sequential. I'm not editing out or rearranging, so there's a few shots in here that you didn't see in the review for time's sake. Like I did with playing straight, I jumped deep and started with the Sherlock. It took a few shots to get dialed in. I didn't have much room for error, but with the Prime, it was instant and I had tons of miss room. With how consistent the Prime is, with where it does, what it does, that's what's going to give you the miss room. It's going to ignore the pattern a little bit more and give you a truer read from shot to shot than the Sherlock will. With the Sherlock being quicker on friction, it feels a little more dependent on that friction, which can tighten the reaction. Now, at the same time, there's always a time and place for the Sherlock. It pulled up and finished on shots that the Prime was a little too slow on, so I hit flush with the Sherlock on shots that I was ringing 10s with the Prime on. However, the trade-off there is that shots that were going a little high with the Sherlock were settling in nicely with the Prime, so it's going to be situational. In my opinion, the Prime's a nice upgrade on the Sherlock, specifically because I feel like I have more room at the breakpoint. I don't feel like I have to help it, which is partly because I have a higher rev game, and the cover is more durable. Some of you might need the extra pop from the Sherlock down the lane, and with the proper cover maintenance, it's going to be just fine. Overall, there's not a huge difference in reaction, not one that will be noticeable unless you average 220 plus anyway, but the key for everyone lies in the increased durability and longevity of this new cover. I'm sad to see the Sherlock go, but the Prime makes up for it, and then some in my opinion. Thanks for watching.